The next few videos will focus on starting a KO. So we're going to create a new KO. I'm going to take all the defaults. This is a regional, so it's 4 rounds per KO, 16 teams per bracket. Starting a KO, there are separate steps. There's the name entry. There is the inventory, where we enter the tables that we're going to use. There's bracketing. There is matching who plays who. Tabling who's going to sit where. First thing we do, having created the KO, is we go to the checklists. There is different checklists and cheat sheets, so we are going to be starting a KO. So we go to the checklist and we print it to make sure we don't forget anything. So starting a KO is what we did earlier. We checked all of those things. We created the KO. We need to get the inventory. The earlier you get the inventory, the tables that are available, the better. Double check the inventory, double, triple check. It's very common, unfortunately, to make a simple mistake in the editing the table inventory, and the software doesn't know, it will assign those tables. I'm going to print a correction sheet. So nice reminder that we need to do it. And again, inventory screen, check and double check. And a reminder about bracketing. It's quicker to use arrows. So let's going back to our event that we've just started. The team correction sheet. We need to print this. It was in the checklist. So this form is used to track corrections which are made. The problem with corrections is the TD that initially talks to the team with a correction may or may not be the same person that's entering in the screen. And for larger KOs, for example, the Gatlinburg, we have one person who writes down the information. So what you do is you write down the team number, their master points and player number of players, what they're going from and what they're going to, and then the person who is actually entering puts a check mark into Bridgescore Plus when the date is actually entered. The reason we do that, we have, for example, we may have team 23 come and say, I'm sorry, we have 9,000, not 6,000. So you change team 23 from 6 to 9,000, and then they come back a minute later and say, I'm sorry, we weren't team 23, we were team 32. So what you need to do now is to be able to reset team 23 to what they were. And that's the reason for having this form. As an example, in Gatlinburg, this, for some of the larger KOs, this will run into 2 pages. There are that many corrections which are made. But if you get into the habit of always printing this piece of paper off, you can always throw it away after the event is done, but this way you will not forget any corrections which are made. The reason for the ACBL column is when you're first running this, if you're running in parallel, this makes sure that the entry has been made into ACBL score and has also been made into Bridgescore Plus. The next videos are going to focus on each of these steps in more details. So remember, it's a 5-step process. The inventories, the entries, the inventory, and then we'll go through these 3 other steps.